Yeah, I thought really proud of our team. You know, when you go on the road, anytime in the SEC, and you play in an environment like this at night on the road, you know, tremendous adversity, and our guys responded again and again and again to some tough situations, and it shows kind of the commitment to the practice week we had. This is a really good defense, guys, and our guys kept responding, competing. We had some big stops on defense. Thought our crowd and our fan base came out, and really proud to see that many folks there. But you know, our team keeps getting better, and I think we're ascending at this time, and was proud of the way they competed.
Coach, you talk about snatching that.
I'm going to turn that off, maybe.
Coach, you talk about snatching that momentum back there in the third quarter, coming out of the locker room after they got that punt return.
Tremendous job offensively to get the ball in the second half. We thought that would define the half. Could we take the crowd out of it? Could we get some momentum back? We had lost momentum there in the first half at the end of it, and tremendous job by Darnell Washington. Just elite perimeter blocker. Ladd breaks one tackle. Rose and me, a couple other guys had blocks downfield, and then Ladd outran them. So it was a great play call, great play design. It was a play that we had put in this week for that look, and it hit.
Coach, how valuable is it for your offense can stack 12-play scoring drives seemingly at any point in the second half? Seems like y'all could reach back and grab a death march, if you will.
Well, it may seem like this. A couple of times we went 3 and out that I certainly wanted to chew more clock up there, you know, after the big fourth down stop. But we were kind of backed up, took it conservative, tried to eat some clock, punted the ball, and punted it really well in that punt and flipped the field position. But they've been consistent. Look, Stetson understands our offense, and he put us in some really good situations. He made some really good throws. Did have a couple picks, a couple poor decisions that he got away with that weren't. But he made some big throws. The protection he changed and got the ball to Ladd was really elite down there. The throw to Ladd on the one was big. But we're doing some good things offensively. We just got to be more consistent.
Coach, the end of the half, did you regret not being able to bleed out that clock a little better?
Bad, as bad as it's been. We discussed it before we went out there, and we were going to throw a screen on first down, which is a chance to get it going. You know, you hit Ladd right there, and you get it going. The clock's running, and the decision there, once we hit Ladd, we thought, okay, we're going to go 2 minute and try to get it going. Then we threw it incomplete, and then the decision was to run the ball, and we called a run, but it has an option of throwing it, and that goes back to, you know, maybe us reining it in some, not putting so much on Stetson. It was a quarterback draw with the option to throw it, and then once we threw it, now we got problems. We got a punt. You know, they only have 1 timeout, so we had 3 timeouts, and usually you want to play that aggressive and use that, and it backfired on us. And we also protected on the punt, thinking they'd rush it, and we didn't have but 1 gunner in. So once they got out, we didn't have enough speed on the field to get them down. It was a very, very poor job of managing the before the half situation. It's the baddest I've ever been a part of.
Did you say anything specific at halftime that really, I don't know, seemed to light a spark under Ladd and Stetson, or any message to really get them going in the second half?
I just told them I was disappointed in the way that we had handled some things, that we had really played well defensively and give up 1 play, and we needed a spark. You know, and it was the first time we were going to have the ball starting out the second half. It seemed like in forever, and we needed to go out and make a statement. The first run went for 4 or 5 yards. I thought we mashed them, and then the next play we hit the big one, and that kind of got our energy back where it needed to go.
Kirby, what does winning the SEC East mean for a program that's won a national title, you know, in January? Like, how do you guys take that? You haven't talked about it yet, you know, 3 minutes into this thing.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about it in the locker room. I mean, that was not our goal or our intention. You know, that was not what we came over here to do. We came over here to beat Mississippi State, and we're going to go try to beat Kentucky next week. And those are things that come because of it, and we acknowledge that. But it's 1 step at a time, man. You can't get ahead of yourself in this league. You look across this league, playing on the road is difficult and hard, and this is a tough place to play. And it's really a tough offense to play because it's, for the 3rd week, we've had no overlap in our calls. So we went Florida, Tennessee, Mississippi State, and it's just, you know, I don't want to minimize what our team is doing right now in terms of commitment to practice and toughness and doing things the right way. I'm really proud of them, and I think people take it for granted sometimes. It's hard to do what they've been doing.
Coach, when you say there's no overlap, can you elaborate on that a little bit? Are you saying there's complete different terminology week in and week out for?
Yeah, I mean, the calls don't overlap. One's a traditional, NFL type offense, and then you got a wide split, spread out, and then you got air raid. They're nothing alike. There's no overlap whatsoever. We had 7 or 8 calls that we don't use all year, and so what's happening is, like, on your young players, it's like starting over on Monday. We'll go back this Monday and go back to a little more traditional. We're playing our offense or playing Florida because Kentucky's a little more traditional. But it's harder when you do that in season. It's like playing a triple option team in the middle of the year. It's just off the beaten path. But we knew that. We knew that at the start of the season. So, I mean, we worked on it. We practiced it off a week. And thought Schumann and his staff, man, they did a great job on defense now of getting some critical fourth down stops.
Kirby, it seemed like other than Ladd's run, that you guys kind of had trouble running the ball tonight. What sort of stood out to you on that side?
Mississippi State is good. They're physical. I don't know. Y'all know their stats. Y'all know, like, they might be ranked last in the SEC in rush defense. I don't know. But I know this. They got some big, grown men that have started for 2 years up there. They are physical. They come off the rock. They knock you back. And I caught some of the Auburn game last week, and I'm like, well, Auburn ran it pretty good on them. Well, maybe they weren't playing the same way against Auburn they were playing against us. I can just tell you this. We're going to get everybody's best shot. And I know how hard. I am so impressed with our ability to run the ball against them because of what they were doing defensively. I mean, we knew it all week, guys. They got some guys up there that are going to play on Sundays, and they scratch off and come. So it's, go look across the league. Who's running it really, really good? It's hard.
Kirby Kier's had a couple of those
Huge plays.
What does a guy with all his experience bring on a night like this? Like you were saying, y'all face some adversity.
Value. I mean, he's a guy that's been there, done that. That catch he made over the middle to take that shot and hang on to the ball. Are you kidding me? And I was just waiting on the ball to come out. I'm like, dang, he held on to it. And then he made a circus catch over on their sideline, And Kieris is a competitor, man. I mean, the guy is just full of heart and full of love for Georgia, and he's an unsung hero of this group.
Kirby, a perfect night for you guys, turnovers, execution stuff. You go on the road, you win by 26 points. What does that say about this program that we're able to have that kind of a victory where it's not your best night or your A effort?
It says we're 1 week away from playing Kentucky, and humility is a week away.
Does this team keep responding to those situations where you get hit and just kind of turn on the jets because they are so talented or because there's something in them?
I don't know that. I don't know the answer to why. I do know they have a unique connection for each other, a love for each other, an appreciation of things getting tough. We anticipated things being tough here. So how do you anticipate things being tough? You take your DNA traits and you say they travel. They're going to go in with us, and we're going to use them when we need them. Because if you just lift 50-pound bar all your life, you're never going to get stronger, right? You got to lift heavy weight. So we lifted some heavy weight tonight in terms of our DNA, our composure, our resiliency, our toughness, and we were ready to use them because we practice them all year, and it's like, okay, here's our opportunity, guys. What do you want to do with it? And I don't think you can go into the game, oh, no, we're on the road. We're coming off Tennessee game. Don't nobody care? Nobody cares. The only thing we care about is how we practice and how we go play. And right now our kids are buying into that. They're buying into practice matters, coach. Walkthrough matters. And I appreciate our kids and how tough they are.
It's set now. You're going to get LSU in Atlanta. Does that get any part of your attention, knowing what that will mean?
You know what that answer to that question is. We got to focus on Kentucky. I mean, why would anybody think that we're going to talk or even think about them? We have 2 games to play, right? Like, that's the furthest thing from my thought process. All I'm thinking about is how fast I can get on that plane to get rest so I can get ready for Kentucky tomorrow, because they were done at 12. They played at 12 today. They played at home at 12.
Kirby, Bowers, McConkey, and Bennett have your 3 longest runs of the season. What's it like to have those guys that are not running backs be able to spring them like that?
It's awesome. It's great. It's perimeter blocking. It's not like they did it on their own. Brock's run was off of Darnell. I guess you're assuming Kent State, right?
Yeah.
And then Ladd's run was off of Darnell. And then Stetz was against Auburn on the quarterback draw where he split them. So, I mean, it usually doesn't happen without the help of someone else. They just are the ones that get the credit.
How much of Stetson's football experience, all the snaps he's played, really helped this offense?
Huge. Same way Will Rogers to me. I mean, you're playing a guy that we're out there doing things that most quarterbacks don't see. He sees them. Stetson, He sees it, man. There's a play on 3rd and 2 that we go fastball, and it's a designed run, and I'm like, ooh, 2. It's going to be tough to get this 2 because it's a long 2. It's going to be fast. Boom, he spits it out to Marcus Rosenby. I think 3 plays later or something, 4 plays. I mean, we go down and score, and it's like, ooh, that play was big. You know, the roughing the kicker was big. It was big on both ways, us and them. I mean, we both had one that was just straight stupid, but it cost them more than it cost us because we got to stop.
Did Meigs hit him?
I don't know. I mean, it's a plant foot. You know, I mean, it's obviously the official had a better view of it than I did.
Can you talk about what happened to Bullard?
He said his knee hurt on the tackle, and then he came back in and played after that. But then towards the end, he told Will he couldn't go. So I don't know if it was the knee or if it was something else. I don't know.
How much did Jalen help y'all slowing their run or stopping their run?
Dude, man, that dude is special, man. That one play he made. I mean, he beat the guard so fast. He was in the backfield so quick. Their splits are huge. I'd hate to be a guard blocking him on an island like that. They split 3 yards out both ways, and it's like you got to block 88, man. That's some hard stuff. He's made us chance to go where we need to go on defense when he's healthy and he's playing and he's taking the burden off of some of those other guys.
Let's take 2 more questions.
How big were the stands your defense was able to make in the red zone, especially that second one when Kamari kind of blows up that swing pass there?
That was a great call by Shoe. I mean, that was a great call. They threw that to be a man beater, and we weren't in man. And it was one hell of a disguise and plan to do that because on 4th and 1 or whatever it was, nobody plays the defense we played, and we played it to try to cat and mouse them, and it worked out.
How hard is it to stay patient against offense that's so underneath like that?
It's hard. They nickel and dime you, It's like we talked all week about, no run after catch, punch the ball out, knock the ball out, and I don't think we got the ball out. I don't think we got the ball out any, and it's like we couldn't get it out. But in exchange for the non-turnovers, the 4th downs ended up as our form of turnovers.
Thank
Thanks.
you.